Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to.
Beyonce will make Blue Ivy a star. What about Chloe and Halle? Beyonce proves 50 Cent and critics wrong. What does 50 Cent have to do
I
with
don't know
this?
what 50 Cent say.
Well, let's see.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Impressive Channel. Beyonce kicked off her Cowboy Carter tour in LA, and boy, did she prove the people wrong. They said she wasn't selling. Everybody said Beyonce wasn't selling.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
it
sold.
was a lie.
It looks like all the single ladies are staying home as Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour. It is struggling to sell out.
I think they oversold or were oversold on the idea of a Cowboy Carter tour.
Beyonce may have gone country with her Cowboy Carter era, but it seems her fans aren't exactly lining up for it. With less than 2 weeks to go before opening night in Los Angeles, thousands of seats remain unsold.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. Beyonce's Cowboy Carter.
I mean, 3,000 tickets were left to be sold if it's like, what, 2 weeks out. It's not a lot of tickets. I'm sure the arena can fit probably 10 times that. 40,000 people or not or more, so 10, 3,000 tickets not being sold with 2 weeks left, that's not really a lot. That's, and well, as you see, it's sold out, so.
Carter tour on opening night did amazing, y'all, and I want to talk a little bit more about it, but first I want to talk about elevating
I wonder how she feels
as
in that process.
is in this roll
Because-
breezy
Let me
summer
skip this
near
one.
flow weather perfume and last
God, that is a long ass ad, for fuck's sake.
and the next 55 thank you cents ticket sales, and one of my
Okay, I wonder how she must feel in that moment, because I remember when she won album of the year, she was gagged and shocked, like, oh my god. And she's been an artist for a long time, receiving a lot of awards for a long time, so for her to have that kind of reflex makes every experience
And-
for her feel like it's the first time.
In what moment? What do you mean?
Remember when she won the Grammy?
No, I remember that
for
what you
album-
said. You said you wonder what she feels in that moment. What
Well,
moment?
in the moment where you're hearing, oh, you're not gonna sell tickets, it's not
Oh.
gonna be sold out, and you're like Beyonce, you've been doing this forever, so you're wondering, okay, I went out of my lane to do country. Will the people show up for me when I do this country tour?
I wouldn't even look at that with the people show up. I think people would love to show up. I think it's the financial times that is, these people are struggling on the streets. I don't think it's people. I don't think it. If first of all, it's sold out. It doesn't matter. But if it
No.
wasn't sold, yeah.
No, I mean, like the thought that no one's going to
Okay.
come.
I think that it doesn't reflect on Beyonce as much as reflects on the economy, because people just don't have disposable income. Look with all this shit going on around us. Like, going to concerts is just down at the list of priorities right now. It is what it is. It's not Beyonce, not Nicki, not whoever, BTS, whoever you wanna, Coldplay. It's just people don't have money, but they managed to get into credit card debt, take some loans to see Beyonce. I don't know how where this money coming from, but people, they got money, I guess.
previous videos, and it was widely reported actually, that her tickets were struggling to sell, and it was largely due to her high ticket prices. But the thing about Beyonce is she's going to sell regardless,
It's
because
largely due to the economy. I mean, ticket prices, don't help, but economy is rough.
she's always going to be in demand as a performer. And one thing people do a lot of times is they don't buy tickets on the site, they actually go in person to buy the tickets. So it's not surprising that
Really?
she did well in opening night, and she also has several dates
Who buys tickets in person nowadays? Why would you do that?
I guess to make sure it's real.
But what if you can't buy? What if it's sold out by the time you get there?
I don't know.
That's such a risk. What you go?
But maybe it's for more affordable tickets. Maybe the tickets go down in price.
Maybe. I don't know.
that she's doing in the California's SoFi Stadium, and that is a hard venue to pack. So even if she were to only sell out 80%, that's an accomplishment in itself, because a lot of artists aren't doing that. They aren't capable of doing that. But yeah, she
Let
did
me
do well
let me look up SoFi capacity. How big it is.
on opening night, and it did shut down a lot of critics. One of those critics being 50 Cent. Now, 50 actually reposted this
Oh.
article from TMZ that reported
What
that
does it
Beyonce
say?
still had thousands of tickets.
Beyonce tour kicking off in LA, but sales start with thousands of tickets still available. What did he say in his caption? Because his caption be the most fire, and I cannot see.
Shit getting real out here. Hey, the tickets ain't selling? Question mark.
Why did he say that? That's so random.
Well, okay, so yeah. SoFi has 70K. So if she was to not sell out 3K, that's like drop in the bucket. Like it's not
But
really like the 3K is nothing compared to
usually
70K.
people brag immediately. Oh,
It's sold out
sold
in
out.
minutes. I get the brag, but
It's
as I
the flex
said,
to get the thing rolling, and
I
it's the
get it.
first show, so people want to go to the first. If it's like maybe the 15 show,
I
okay.
get it,
But the
but
first show and people not already showing up, the claims are,
I get it, but the times of the economy, be happy sold out 80% of the stadium,
I hear that there's a lot of people out touring at the same time,
because
so it's very
economy is hard. Because
competitive.
those people need money too. Why do you think they're touring?
Yeah.
The artists need money too, because everybody's struggling right now. So that's what everyone is
Yeah.
on tour.
But I'm like, to me, it's like not really a big deal because these people are already rich. So I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean, yes, but from their perspective, oh shit, I need to. The bills are
To
adding
get all
up.
the coins.
Yeah, because don't forget,
before no
they
coins.
all live above their means too. They're just flexing for the Instagram. Bow Wow showing off. He's
Not the
flying.
Bow Wow challenge.
He's flying fucking private,
Private,
and
but
then
really
yeah, it's like
in spirit.
it's the same shit.
left available, and 50 said in his caption, "It's getting real out here. Hey, the tickets ain't selling." Now, one thing about 50 Cent is he hates Jay-Z, right? So
He
him coming at
does?
Beyonce
Why?
has nothing to really do with her. It's more so that he does not like her husband. But I still thought that was
Why?
extremely
I
petty.
didn't
And
know
50
about
needs to
that.
Both from New York, maybe some New York beef. I don't know.
grow up. Now, what's funny is he did end up deleting that post after seeing the huge turnout from Beyonce's tour last night.
Oh, so
he
he
was
let
one
it
of those
stay.
people who
Oh
was
my God,
proven
he's so
wrong.
petty. So petty.
No, he deleted that.
Yeah, but when did he post that? That article probably came out a long time ago. So he posted that probably a long time ago, and he
Yeah.
now took it out. And the concert was
Yeah.
just a few days ago. So
Yeah.
he was very petty to go back to his feed to delete that post.
He said, "I'm not being
He's
wrong."
not trying to hear that.
Yeah.
And from the concert clips that I've seen, I could tell that this will be the tour of
Looks
the
cool.
year. It was amazing. The setup was amazing. It was almost 3
Looks
hours
cool, yeah.
long. She has like a whole set list
3
of songs
hours.
that include
I
3
would. You asked me,
hours.
on our first reaction to how long do I think it was? I did say 2-3 hours. I think because I remember when we did Renaissance, that shit was long as fuck. We reacted to about 2 hours plus of footage, and there wasn't all footage. Like not everything was included. So the whole thing, yeah, it's about 3 hours.
both Act 1 and Act 2. So she did not abandon her Renaissance songs at all. So it's a very long concert. Also, vocally, Beyonce was on
But
That's a long
but
wait,
that's good though.
damn.
No, but the fact that it's
That's
a
why
long
the price
concert,
is like
yeah,
that.
that exactly. So at least you get what you pay for, right?
Damn.
You're not paying huge amount of money
can't
and then
sit
go
the
in for an
movies
hour.
for 3 hours.
Yeah,
Not at a
it is a long
concert.
time. It's a long time, but don't forget
Wow.
these are like Beehive. They love, that's their idol.
Oh,
So they're excited. But I'm just saying, like at least you get your money's worth.
whoa.
point, which is not anything new. Beyonce is always going to sing down, and her intermission visuals were also cool too. And that's one thing I appreciate about Beyonce's show is the amount of effort she puts into it. If she wanted to just sing and dance, she could easily, but no, she likes the theatrics. She likes to create themes.
I
and
feel
make
like
it
she likes
fun
to
and
dress
flashy.
up.
It
I
almost
love
seemed like an
it.
extravagant
Her
Vegas
outfit's
show. Like
always
it was
amazing.
just
Yes.
so over the
So what? This outfit is from this year?
flashy. It
Because I remember last year,
Mm-hmm.
well, last year as in Renaissance, uh, she also had the red outfit that was really memorable. So I guess it's gonna be
the
this
new
year's
red
version, yeah.
outfit.
almost seemed like an extravagant Vegas show. Like it was just so over the top, but that's what makes her shows
This gives
captivating. She
NFL
always gives you
halftime
something fresh
outlook.
and new. So yeah, her show
Oh,
looks
with the
really,
boots,
really,
yeah.
Yeah, that fur. Yeah,
Boots,
this looks
yeah.
somebody just screams NFL halftime.
really good. One of the
this one's
highlights of the show was when she brought her baby girl Rumi up there with her daughter Blue Ivy. I thought that part of the show was just so precious. She was performing Protector, and you could see the excitement on Rumi's face. Like she was so grateful that her mother let her go up on stage. It was the
Yep.
sweetest thing ever. And Beyonce also showed video footage of her son Sir. For those who are wondering, where is Sir? I think Beyonce wants to protect him and keep him out of the spotlight for her reasons, but she hasn't forgotten about him. And I think she wants to show people that no, she's not hiding her children. She just doesn't need to show them all the time. And that's her prerogative as a parent. Now, one child she is going to show off is her daughter, Blue Ivy, because when Beyonce retires, she needs somebody to take over the dynasty. So Beyonce is putting Blue out there. And I will say this, Blue is going to be up next. I mean, the stage is already set for her to take on her mother's torch. You see how she performs. She has gotten so much better. She's
This is
so
like you can't
confident.
say,
She's
oh, she's a
dancing and
nepo
taking command
baby
of the
because she actually showing the skill.
She got the skills, yeah.
stage.
The
And I
moves
was
are real
thinking to
sharp.
myself, wait a minute, she's becoming the main character on her mother's own tour. I have a feeling in the future that Beyonce is going to really take a step back and start molding Blue to be a solo star. When I saw some of the footage from the tour, I noticed that Beyonce put a montage of her career, and I was like, this seems a little final. I don't know if she's going to be retiring in the next few years, or maybe Act 3 is going to be her final act. Who knows? But I do have a feeling that she is going to step back and allow Blue Ivy to shine. And
I mean, she got money. You know, as you get older, touring becomes harder and harder. Makes sense. Nothing wrong with
And
that.
I think she completed the requirement for Jay-Z of how many tours he has to put out that he committed to for his contract.
Oh,
And I wouldn't be surprised if Act 3 included Blue Ivy. If Beyonce did a collaboration album with Blue, it would actually introduce Blue to the world as the next up. You know what I mean? And Blue is still very young. I think she's like 12, 13 years old right now.
but I think it's a little unfair to put all this expectation on the child. Maybe she doesn't even want to be a singer. Maybe she's just more of a dancer. Like she likes dancing, or maybe she wants to be like an actress. I don't know. I don't feel she has to come out herself to say that this is what I want to do. I don't think we should put that expectation. Oh, she's up next when she never even expressed that she wants. At least not to my knowledge that she hasn't expressed that. Oh, I want to be the next. You know, like my mother. She never said that.
So she still has time. I think it would actually be better if they waited until she was 18 before she's really pushed out there. But from the way things look, it seems like they're going to usher her out as a solo star sooner than 18. And we don't know exactly if she could sing or rap or whatever. I don't know her exact skill other than performing and dancing and acting. She knows how to do voice acting. So it would be very interesting if she is training to sing as well. We shall see what happens, but I do think Beyonce is planning to pass Blue her torch. Now, some people might ask, well, if Beyonce is putting all this time and energy into Blue, what's happening to her other artists, Chloe and Halle? Is she going to move on from Chloe and Halle and just focus on Blue? That is an interesting question because Chloe and Halle haven't really been that musically active. Now, they have been booked and busy in other areas. They have acting roles lined up, so they're good in that area, but musically, things have kind of slowed down for them. And I do know that Chloe got caught up in a legal battle with this songwriter, so she hasn't been able to really move forward musically. But I still want Chloe and Halle to get back together and release another album, but it really just depends on whether their parent label, Columbia Records, is willing to fund their project. And I don't know the plans that Beyonce and her company Parkwood have for them, but I do know Beyonce definitely has her eyes on her daughter, Blue Ivy. And if Blue Ivy ever becomes an artist, I think Beyonce is going to put a lot of investment into her. I think they're going to set her up to really take over Beyonce's lane when she retires. Now, I could be wrong. I could be very wrong.
I mean, you can't even be mad at that. That's her daughter. Why? Of course, she's going to. Anybody would do that for their child first. But children would be the priority, not somebody else.
But that's what it's looking like, at least to me. But anyway, tell me what y'all think about this video.
And you know, Chloe and Halle, I don't know.
You shouldn't have signed to an artist, an active artist.
Yes, we see that with Eminem, most notably. So many potential rappers sign on.
I feel like they do it on purpose at this point.
Nobody ever, only 50 Cent. Aside for that, nobody ever. So it's, don't sign just because somebody's good at singing, rapping, whatever.
And even with 50
Don't
Cent,
sign.
he works. Like, even if Eminem, like, yes, that help, but 50 Cent has that type that he's gonna get it
Right.
regardless.
Yeah.
Can we see the comments?
Sure. Chloe and Halle should have never broken up. Impressive. I admire your hustle, but that ad felt longer than the video.
Yes.
That skip was. Well, listen, I don't judge though. You know, she gotta make the
She
money.
gotta make
It's,
the money.
you know,
I
she
love
does this for
listening to it.
money. Yeah, it's reasonable. If you think Beyonce performing at an empty stadium, you're crazy. Resale tickets are still under. I still sold. I don't know what that means. Beyonce and trying to make no other woman a rising star but Blue Ivy to take her place. Duh.
As a mother,
I don't think
boy.
Beyonce is pushing Blue in any direction, but giving her room and freedom to go in any direction she chooses and make sure she looks good doing it. Yeah, I don't think she should. I think, you know, wow, this bad placement is never ending. Yeah, she should, you know, the kids should do whatever Blue wants.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And always, share as much kindness as possible.